You want to start your live streaming journey but you don't know where to start? Hi, my name is Koko, and in this video I'll walk you through 6 key aspects that you want to look into before hitting the go live button for the very first time. First off, before you download any software or buy anything, the big question you should ask yourself is, where do you want to stream to? The 3 main streaming sites at the time of making this video are Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook Gaming. There's also other platforms for vertical content like TikTok and Instagram, but I won't be talking about those in this video. Every site has their own terms and conditions, and you should make sure to read them before you start streaming on either of them. Disgusting. Who reads those? Well, some important information like where you're allowed to broadcast are hidden in the many pages of those agreements. For instance, as long as you are not a Twitch affiliate, you can stream on every platform at the very same time with the exact same content. On the other hand, if you are a Twitch affiliate, the agreement stipulates that you can only stream the same type of content to some non-direct competitors like the vertical focus companies named earlier. Another reason why the platform you want to stream to is so important is because you want to have an upload speed of at least 1.5 times what the platform you're streaming to recommends in terms of bitrate. That leaves you enough wiggle room for your game usage and other factors like speed variations and other members of the household also using the internet at the same time. Here are some of the most popular settings recommended by the different platforms. Twitch recommends a 6000 kilobits per second bitrate for a stream that's 1080p and 60 frames per second, 4500 kilobits per second bitrate for 1080p streams at 30 frames per second, or 720p streams at 60 frames per second, and 3000 kilobits per second bitrate for a 720p stream at 30 frames per second. YouTube recommends between 4500 and 9000 kilobits per second for a 1080p stream at 60 frames per second, between 3000 and 6000 kilobits per second for a 1080p stream at 30 frames per second, between 2250 to 6000 kilobits per second for a 720p stream at 60 frames per second, and between 1500 and 4000 kilobits per second for a 720p stream at 30 frames per second. Facebook Gaming recommends a 6000 kilobits per second bitrate for a 1080p stream at 60 frames per second, a 4500 kilobits per second for a 720p stream at 60 frames per second, and a 3000 kilobits per second bitrate for a stream of 720p at 30 frames per second. If you don't know what your internet speed is, you can either use Ookla's or Google's speed test for a general representation of both your download and your upload speed. Make sure to stop any downloads while doing these tests for the best results. To make sure you have the most stable connection, it's always recommended to use a wired connection between your modem and the device you use for streaming. The next part really comes down to preference. There are so many different streaming softwares out there that allow you to do more or less the same thing. It just depends which interface and how easy you want to make your stream setup and troubleshooting be. The most known softwares out there are OBS, Streamlabs Desktop, XSplit, and Twitch Studio. I won't go into specifics in this video, but I do plan on making more in-detail tutorials about the basics as well as neat tricks on most of these softwares, so subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and be on the lookout for those videos. You've probably heard this elsewhere many times before, or you could have heard the complete opposite of what I'm about to say, but there's no need for the best webcam, microphone, dual PC setup, and accessories like a stream deck or a capture card. They're all nice things to have and help elevate your stream, but you should start with whatever you have already at your disposal. Streams with a webcam tend to perform better because the viewer has a visual connection with the streamer, but there are so many people out there that don't make use of a webcam, so why should that be the thing that prevents you from going live? You also may not have the best sounding microphone, but if you dial your settings in a way that people can make out what you're saying and still hear the game you're playing, you're fine. As cliche as it may sound, being consistent is one of the best advice I can offer you. Now, I'm not saying set a definitive schedule that you stream on and make it your 9-to-5 job. That's more of a way to burn yourself out very quickly, and that isn't something possible for everyone. The best system I've found useful is to have a weekly or monthly schedule of when you plan on streaming and stick to it because it's the best way for viewers to know when they can expect you to be online. It can even help you get pumped mentally for the next stream. Preparing your schedule ahead of time also allows you to know what game you're going to play before the time comes, because nothing is more annoying than staring at your game library for 30 minutes to an hour before you start your stream, not knowing what to do. A lot of people tend to put in less work and effort into this side of their streams, but I think it's one of the most important aspects in someone's profile, especially for someone that is visiting your channel while you're offline. Now, your brand doesn't have to be something that is pixel perfect from the get-go, as it most probably is subject to change over time, which is normal and perfectly okay. It allows you to stand out amongst other streams and make it possible for people on and out of the streaming platform to say, hey, I know that name or logo, it's from so-and-so. Add some flavor to your profile by adding panels, build up your social media presence, and make it easier for people to discover you or learn more about what you do. You can always find easy-to-use templates and full-on graphics online, just make sure you have the rights to use them. Some websites I would recommend are Canva, Motion Array, Nerd or Die, Streamlabs Store, Stream Elements Store, and Fiverr. That sums up about everything you need to know about streaming before you put any hard work into it. Looking for more in-depth knowledge about something I talked about in this video? Let me know down in the comments below. If this video helped you out, leave a like rating and subscribe for more tutorials and gaming videos from us in the near future. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you guys next time.